The same goes for the souls of us, magical spirits. It's possible that the soul that get decomposed after you die somehow gets recycled, and when they get linked with the newborn spirit from the magical plane. But that's just a theory. None of the spirits on the magical plane have any sort of memories from past lives on the earthen plane or anything like that. So I say, getting back to your exile from the magical planes, do you know why the gods and the other powerful spirits decided to also ban the other spirits, not just you? I have read this. I definitely have read this. This is after which Araka says like they suspected that only female spirits could do this, since they thought that like might as well just remove all female spirits from being able to do this. Whatever. Same shit. This is the same choice where we are asking about the Magium, and I chose to wait for her to stop laughing and then ask again. She's not gonna tell us. There's no point in threatening her, so let's just wait for her to stop and then ask her again. Not that this is an important choice or anything. I'm gonna choose the exact same thing I chose last time. This is an important choice. You're supposed to buy the expensive crossbow, which I did last time as well, and I'm going to do that exact same thing this time as well. And I believe that's the end of this chapter. Oh, wait, there are a few choices left. There is this, little debate between Darren and Hardrick that who would win, Talmac or Azarius. Since we know Talmac is a kind of a piece of shit, but so we're gonna choose him as like the losing party, but which we did last time as well. So yeah, this is I've already read this, so there's no need to read it again. Yeah, honestly, couldn't imagine Azarius ever losing to a fair fight. This is the point where Aiden is threatening us, and we are just gonna go on our spiel of like how we're going to defeat him, and we're gonna solve every issue that he couldn't solve with all his power and all that. So we're gonna stand our ground, do not avert my eyes from Aiden, which is what we did last time, so I'm not gonna read it. Here we go for the chapter 7's choices. I don't quite remember what I chose last time, but this is not an important choice, so I'm gonna choose, I'd say that's certainly a possibility. I didn't even read what I was talking about. This is about basically Darren could not properly use earth magic or something like that. And so Hardrick is like, why can't he use that properly? Is it because his link with his like spirit, the spirit is allergic to earth matter? So I'm gonna say that's certainly a possibility, because that's the one that makes more sense, because Darren has his own proclivities and the spirit has its own. So if Darren doesn't have it, then the spirit could also not have it, and then he wouldn't be able to use it. So that's certainly a possibility. Well, Darren, if it ever turns out that I went through all the trouble just because of some spirit's allergies, I know I'm going to get really pissed off. I'm better off not knowing. Naramo of yours is probably better than a shield spell in most cases anyway. It doesn't eat away at your energy, and you don't need to worry about it conflicting with your other. Hold on, did you just imply that earlier that you're actually using a shield spell right now? Alright, then this is the whole spiel with him finding the loophole and whatnot. So here Iluna says that we should cast a dizziness spell on us, but I asked her not to cast it on me because, it would leave me vulnerable against suggestion magic, but I'm gonna ask her to go ahead and cast it, because it said let Iluna cast the spell for protection against dizziness on you. So we're gonna do just that. Alright, go ahead and cast the spell. Luna nods and she begins to say an incantation while she has both her palms pointed towards me. When she is done chanting, a white light surrounds me for a few seconds, which then disappears almost as quickly as it appeared. It is done. Luna says, great, I say, as I get up from the ground. Of course, it would have been even greater if our team's white mage could actually cast any sort of protection spell on anyone but himself, kind of like what every other white mage is in existence capable of doing. Give me a break. Yeah, we already have read all this. I think this is the whole thing with them saying like you're asking from help against Aiden. Aren't you going to like bow your head and all that? He is being sarcastic and all that, obviously, Darren. So I'm gonna say I don't remember what I chose last time. This is not an important choice, so I'm gonna go, hey, you're the hero, not me. Isn't saving cities supposed to be your job? Sure, Darren says, but the whole idea I had when I came here was to focus on the actual tournament, so I could do a better job as a hero once I've won the Magium, remember? I feel like what you're saying. The situation in these lands is much worse than I thought it would be. From what I understand, Thalia should be one of the better cities in Orathia. Something definitely needs to be done. In either case says you shouldn't rely too much on Aiden's promise to give Barry powers if he succeeds in his task. The terms of his arrangement are much too vague, and Aiden could very well change his mind at any moment. I agree, Darren says. However, given the vague information we have about this so-called calamity, that the way we can be certain it doesn't happen is by taking care of both Aiden and the dragon, and that is definitely not going to be an easy task. Don't worry, I say. I know what kind of tricks Aiden is using now. I'm sure I'll have them all figured out in no time. I haven't been studying magic all my life for nothing. Ha, Araka says, now there's something I would love to see. Aiden getting beaten by his own tricks. Let's not be too hasty. Barry only figured out 2 of his tricks so far. I'm guessing Aiden would know hundreds of them after his long life as a Stillwater. Anyway, I'd say we have talked enough about Aiden. Let's pick up our pace. We've spent quite a bit of time in that marketplace, so we better hurry up if we don't want to leave the king waiting. I think this is the same shit after that, so we're gonna leave it. So this is the point where Golmuk the king is asking, like, why is Aiden so specifically interested in you and all that? So I'm gonna choose, from what I understand, maybe because I'm half Lassethi. I believe I chose the same thing last time, but let me check. Half Lassethi is certainly a rare find nowadays, but do you think this would be enough of a reason for him to pick you over all the other powerful mages that joined the tournament? Well, he did say once that he liked the diversity. Yeah, I've definitely read this. Oh, this is new, because I asked to help Golmuk in his quest against the Lassethi. So listen, I might have... Oh, this is something interesting. I don't think I even went down this quest line last time I did this. Let's see. Now then, Golmuk, because I'm pretty sure I immediately left the city after this, because this time I asked for, like, I'm gonna help you. There's a whole new quest line over here. That's quite cool. Now then, Golmuk says, he gets a serious look in his eyes, leaving Aiden and the Calamity aside. Believe that there is more pressing issue that we agreed we'd discuss once you're free from your imprisonment. Am I correct in assuming they're still on board with our plans concerning the Lassethi? Of course, I say, as I take a quick glance towards the others to make sure that none of them change their minds in the meantime. What about your new friend? Golmuk says, will she be joining you as well? We haven't told her anything yet, says, since you said we shouldn't talk about any of this outside your room, but I think that she may want to come with us as well, given the circumstances. Ah yes, Golmuk says, especially since some of the Lassethi you're about to fight are the ones who imprisoned her, and also the ones who conspired with her landlord to sell her father into slavery. What are you talking about, Layla writes. Why are you fighting the Lassethi? We've been told, Kate says, that there is a select group of Lassethi who reside in the city who have been tasked by the other kings of Arathia to keep the Gnome King in check, to make sure that he does not overstep his boundaries. We intend to rid the king of this problem. Want to kill all the Lassethi in the city? Layla writes, shocked. You can't. If you kill any one of them, the others will find out, and they will send back word to their main headquarters, and you'll become one of the main targets. I would be surprised if I weren't already one of the Lassethi's main targets, Kate says. They should know very well who I am. Actually, Lassethi will not have the time to contact the main headquarters, Golmuk says, as we all turn towards him. When I accepted your help, it was because I already had an idea how I could deal with this problem in a timely manner without it affecting your tournament schedule. There would have been no use in requesting your aid if there wasn't a quick way to deal with all of the Lassethi at the same time, before they get the chance to alert the allies. What do you mean? Hardrick says. The Lassethi will be holding a meeting about 2 hours from now, Golmuk says, in a subterranean chamber situated not far from this castle. The main purpose of this meeting is to discuss the political implication of the Earl of Olinder's murder and how it will affect them and the city of Thelius in the coming weeks. At first, this meeting was supposed to be held after your trial and execution. However, as I suspected, Aiden's intervention forced them to postpone it until after the end of the arena's fight. Since you all managed to survive, I'm quite certain that they will have a lot to discuss, especially regarding the reaction the Olinder will be having to the unexpected turn of events. The meeting is mandatory for all the 4 Lassethi who reside in the city. Or there are only 4 Lassethi here, so you will have to opportunity to attack them all at once without fearing that any of them will find out what happened to their comrades and go into hiding. But how will we get there without being noticed? Darren says. This room that we are now standing in is connected to a large network of underground tunnels, Golmuk says. One of these tunnels will lead you exactly where you need to go. I know this because I had one of my spies follow Barry through one of the underground corridors directly to the Lassethi headquarters a few weeks ago. Wait, what? Follow Barry to where? Underground. I don't remember going to an underground corridor, but okay. None of them know that this room of mine also has a secret entrance to the tunnel, so they haven't bothered to post any guards at this particular entrance. Hold on, Hadrick says. When you say Barry, you're talking about your servant, right? Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Oh, that's right. I meant my servant. Golmuk says. I keep forgetting that I need to specify. Well, if it's your servant, then couldn't you just have asked him for the information directly? Hadrick says. Would you go through the trouble of having him followed? Oh, Golmuk says, it's because my servant is a traitor. He's been working for the Lassethi for years. That's why I've never let him inside my private room. A traitor? Hadrick says, shocked. What the hell, man? If you've known that he is a traitor for so long, why do you still keep him around? It's because Barry has never been very smart. Golmuk says, he's extremely easy to read, and he also never manages to realize when he's being followed. I much rather have him as a plant than anyone who would be smart enough to actually fool. And this way, I need to get out useful information about the Laseti, such as the exact hour and location of the meeting today. I feel like he's throwing shade at me, but okay. It's very convenient. All I need to do is let slip some seemingly insensitive. All I need to do is slip some seemingly sensitive but ultimately useless information to let him to him every once in a while to avoid suspicion. I get to have my own spy in the Laseti organization with minimal effort on my part.